Imagine a wall. Not a wall to keep enemies out, but a wall to keep humanity in or what's left of it. Welcome to the shadows of Ravenwood. Today, we are not just reviewing a book. We are dissecting a global nightmare, Utopia, a prophecy that feels more like a transmission from a dying planet. The year is 2150. The world we once knew has officially vanished. The nations, the borders, and the flags have all been replaced by a single, brutal binary. The planet has split into two biological species, not just two classes. On one side, we have Utopia. These are fortified, high-tech paradises scattered across the globe, guarded by elite private armies and autonomous drones. Inside these enclosures, there is no hunger, no disease, and no law for those who can afford the air they breathe. There is only silk, synthetic luxury, and a terrifying, soul-crushing boredom that eats at the spirit. But boredom is a dangerous thing. When a human being has access to every pleasure, the only thing left to seek is the forbidden. The only way to feel alive in the year 2150 is to watch someone else die. Outside those electric fences and atmospheric shields lies the rest of the planet, the world of the others, the Aga. This is where the remaining billions were dumped when the resources ran thin and the climate collapsed. They live in a perpetual state of ruin. No clean energy, no medicine, no hope. They scavenge through the plastic graveyards of the 21st century. They have forgotten what it means to be citizens of a country. They are now merely survivors of a wasteland. The atmosphere here is heavy, thick with the smell of scorched earth and stagnant resentment. This isn't just a slum. It's a planetary graveyard for the living. And this is where our hero decides to go. A young man from Utopia, so hollowed out by his life of artificial stimulation that he decides to go on a hunt. His prey is not an animal. His trophy is a human being from the Wasteland, souvenir to prove he still has the stomach for blood. Why does this vision of the year 2150 haunt us so deeply? Because it explores the ultimate biological classism. It suggests that if the gap between the elite and the masses grows wide enough, they will cease to be the same species altogether. The rich will no longer see the poor as brothers, but as a different, lesser animal. Think about the textures of this global divide. The contrast between the cold, sterile, carbon fiber towers of Utopia and the jagged, rusted iron of the ruins. The silence of the climate-controlled villas versus the constant, desperate roar of the storms outside. This world is a reflection of our darkest impulses. In Ravenwood, we look for the shadow in the soul, and this future provides a bottomless pit of it. As our protagonist crosses the perimeter, he enters a world he cannot comprehend. He thinks he is the predator because he has the technology. But in the land of the starving, a man who has never known hunger is the most vulnerable creature of all. The tension builds as he realizes that the civilization he left behind is far more monstrous than the survivalism he finds in the dirt. By the time we reach the mid-22nd century in this story, we see a world where empathy has been surgically removed. The global elite don't just ignore the suffering. They have forgotten it is possible to feel it. In this segment, we must look at our own trajectory. The rise of private space colonies, the privatization of water, the digital walls we build around our attention. Are we already living in the early stages of this global utopia? The protagonist's journey into the ruins is a descent into a mirror. He discovers that without his neural links and his security detail, he is fragile. He is a ghost. His utopian upbringing taught him how to consume. But the others spent a century learning how to endure. This is the core conflict. The fragility of ultimate privilege versus the unbreakable iron will of those who have nothing left to lose. The conclusion of this journey offers no easy comfort. It tells us that once a wall is built high enough, the only thing that can bring it down is a flood of fire. It's a story about the end of the human heart. As we sit here in the dark corners of Ravenwood, we have to ask ourselves, if the world of 2150 is the destination, where are we standing right now? If you were born inside that glass dome, would you have the courage to break it? Or would you be the one pulling the trigger? This vision of the future is a masterpiece because it refuses to blink. It looks directly into the void and whispers, "This is the world you are building, one brick at a time." To truly understand the weight of this global collapse, we have to look at the silence that follows the screams. When the hunt is over and the trophies are collected, the void remains. This isn't just a warning about economics. It's a warning about the soul. When we stop seeing the person on the other side of the fence as human, we lose our own right to that title. As we conclude this transmission from the ruins of 2150, remember that the most terrifying walls aren't the ones made of concrete and steel. They are the ones we build in our minds to justify the suffering of others. This has been Ravenwood. Stay in the shadows, but never lose your sight.